All right, Anthony with Goosehead. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So tell us what's going on with insurance.
Oh, well, so
These
that's a
insurance streets can be
very complex question.
okay.
I'll try to make it as simple as possible.
Okay.
But what we're seeing in the insurance world, of course, rates going up, but that's not the end all. Ultimately, we are seeing different carriers coming in to different geographic locations. Here on the Texas coastline, they're actually offering some very competitive rates.
Okay.
Of course, a couple of years ago, you started to see some carriers leave the area because they just didn't want the exposure of being near the coastline. However,
They ghosted us.
yeah, ultimately, yes.
Yeah.
But you are starting to see some carriers that ultimately you just really never heard about before, but have just as a strong financial portfolio as all the other different carriers. They just don't do as much advertising. So we've been seeing a lot of carriers coming in offering some amazing competitive rates. New construction homes, because they're up to code. Those premiums have been just like next to nothing, almost like giving candy out.
Okay.
Essentially. But even on some of your older homes, we're starting to again see some real competitive rates with a lot of these new carriers that are coming into the area. So, as a broker with Goosehead Insurance, Anthony Chambers Agency,
Broker.
what we do is we'll write a policy for a client.
Okay.
It'll be with company A. A couple of years later, client will call us back and just say, "Hey, Anthony, these rates are just ridiculous. I don't know what's going on." Of course, I don't push the red button to control the premiums, but what I do have the ability to do is control where I put you next.
Okay.
So what we do is we get the call, we look at those premiums, we reshop the insurance, we place them with a different carrier. A lot of times the new premium is less than what it was the year before with our clients. It's just really the opportunity to have the discussion with the client to know, okay, this is where we can go next, instead of staying with what we feel is an obligation to be with a carrier, because there's no loyalty with carriers anymore. So with us, yes, we're absolutely able to take them from one carrier to the next carrier, and really that's just the name of the game. Set it and forget it is long, long
Gone.
past.
Yeah.
Now it's being proactive, reaching out to your broker, saying, "Hey, I'm coming up on my renewal in about 30 days. What can we find out there?" And I probably would say our success rate of reshopping our clients to another carrier, 90%.
Oh, wow.
I can confidently say that.
Oh,
And that's
wow.
because as the broker, our portfolio is so robust
Vast.
that we can just have so many carriers to move them over to, 1 year to the next.
Okay.
I was just telling a gentleman earlier, one of our clients reached out and said, "Hey, is my insurance rate still the best option out there?" Last year it was 3,500. We were able to get him 2,700 on his renewal.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
no,
significant.
yeah, it's very significant. So opportunity is all we need. So you have yourself a good broker like myself. I'm able to do that, and myself and my team can reshop insurance and place you exactly where you need to be.
Okay, so guys, remember on this channel, we always talk about your monthly payment consisting of principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So if your taxes or your insurance go up, then that means your payment is going to go up. So you should, like he just said, be shopping that around when you get your notice that your premium is going up. So go ahead and tell the people how they can contact you.
So you can reach me at 832-777-7584 and click option number 2. That'll get me and my team right in the office. Or you can email me, anthony.chambers@goosehead.com.
Okay.
Real easy. It's You're gonna get me.
So, guys, go ahead and give him a try, whether you're buying new construction or a resale. Let him at least give you a quote to see if we can help you with your mortgage payment. Because, again, all this is rolled up into that monthly mortgage payment.
And it's, not only home, we can look at flood, if you have investment properties, if you are living in a coastal area where you need a separate windstorm policy, we can look at those windstorm policies. We actually have private windstorm carriers as well.
Okay.
On flood insurance, everybody has always been under the assumption that your flood is through FEMA, but it's not. You have a plethora of private flood insurance carriers, and we have the portfolio to look at several different options. So yeah, not only just home, investment properties, flood insurance, If you're building if you're building something, you need a builder's risk policy. We do those. You name it. All we need is opportunity to quote it.
You name it. You heard it here first. Give him a call. I will go ahead and post all of his information at the bottom of this video as well. But thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Anthony Chambers, I'm with Goosehead Insurance. I've been in the insurance world for over a decade. With Goosehead Insurance, anybody never heard of Goosehead Insurance? They're pretty popular now.
Very
Pretty much
popular.
everywhere. I've had my agency for 10 years. My primary office is in Pearland.
But he know my
Of
guy.
course, we write anywhere in Texas. So with Goosehead, what you get is the option of choice. You know, as a brokerage, we have a very robust portfolio of different insurance carriers. And the reason why we want so many options is because every client is different. You know, every home is different. Every geographic location has specifics about it that isn't ideal for one in particular carrier. So, you know, you have your coastal counties. You know, of course, everybody doesn't want to write coastal. However, with us, we have carriers that are specific for coastal areas. We have certain carriers that will only do certain zip codes in Texas, you know, because they have, you know, either grants or certain programs that are able to just funnel their resources to certain geographic locations. Homes that are older, you know, not a problem. Again, it's just a matter of having the right carrier for that home that may be a little bit older. New construction homes, we have a great handful of carriers that are just like custom for new construction homes. And then once those homes become 5 or 6 year old, you know, then we switch our clients maybe to a different carrier, still maintaining a very good insurance premium. But again, it's just an opportunity to put your clients with the right carrier. So, you know, on my side, you introduce me to your client, I'll guarantee you I can find them options. It's just a matter of opportunity. You have a question?
You do home and other?
I do home, investment properties, flood, and not only just NFIP, FEMA flood, but we have private flood insurance carriers as well that are even more competitive than traditional rates that we've seen with FEMA. We have private windstorm carriers as well. Builders risk policies, you know, for if you have a client that's purchasing land and then they're going to be building their home, we have policies designed for the build up, you know, part of it. Auto, I do it all. Commercial insurance.
You know?
I do E&O. So my agency is one of the only Goosehead agencies in the area that does commercial insurance. So errors and omissions, professional liability, just
I'll call you.
natural
I need
general,
$1 million insurance. So I'll call you on that.
easy work.
And I know who you'll call.
So Anthony, are you seeing higher insurance for older homes? Like,
Absolutely.
I know why. Why is it so high?
Great question. Newer the home, the more updated the materials, the more up to code the newer homes are. Versus homes that are a little bit older, studs are older, the sheetrock's older, the flooring, the pipes are older, probably old galvanized pipes. The insurance companies say, okay, that 30-year-old pipe is on its last leg. If it's on its last leg, that means water's about to be leaking, that means water damaging the home. If you know water damaging the home, that is the enemy of the house. So, you know, older the home, higher the insurance. The only time you will ever see low insurance on an older home is if the county appraisal district shows that that year built has changed from original to either their new remodel year. So you see a lot of investors come in,
Yeah.
redo homes,
Yeah.
put it on the market, say, oh man, everything's new, 2026, boom, man, you want this. You go to that CAD says 1940, you're gonna get 1940 rates.
Oh, no.
But that's why I tell my buyers when they pick an old home, and I tell my agents, go get an insurance quote because that's going to affect your DTI.
I tell my realtors, I tell my lenders, I don't care if they're gonna look at 8 homes. Send me all 8 homes so I can quote it on the front end, because the last thing you want is a client falling in love with a home,
And
then
if they
find
can't
out
afford.
the insurance $8,000 for the year. That's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
That's
It
a
is.
very real thing.
It's an old house, I'm an old woman, and we all need work.
We're gonna call it seasoned.
We all need work.
Seasoned.
Yeah.
But no, but even in those areas, there is still opportunity to make the insurance affordable.
Yeah.
You know, for example, we have a carrier that is, because you've had to be so innovative with insurance, we have carriers that will insure the deductible. You know, so how that would work is, let's say, for example, buy a house, you do 5% deductibles. You're just like, okay, I want this house.
Yeah.
Insurance is crazy, so let me just do 5% deductible.
That's crazy.
So now the deductible is $25,000. God forbid you have to file a claim.
God
You
forbid.
can get a policy with one of our carriers called Solar, and Solar will insure the deductible for like $100 for the year.
But it's spelled.
SOLA, which is really spelled ANTHONY.
With the phone number behind it.
You got it, you right on the spot.
But I give that as an example of, we have seen a significant shift in insurance premiums over the last few years that have been very frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
Even with that, you know, what we have seen are carriers coming out with different ideas to make insurance more affordable. Even lenders coming out with new home loan or home improvement loans, to where I've actually, you know, utilized, you know, a couple of, you know, credit unions in the area. So me, myself, I have 5% deductibles. I don't care. Max me out. Because what I'm gonna do is, I'm either gonna go get a home improvement loan to get my home fixed. And at least that way, I don't have to worry about the insurance company
That's a
taxing me
different
for the next
thinking.
7 years on a claim that I filed that wasn't my fault, but I filed it. But to the insurance company, you're a liability, you're a risk.
Yeah.
So again, there's different ways of looking at how to do your insurance. You just need to have somebody like myself that can just educate you on what is the best avenue. You know?
Like what you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you just said is.
That's eye-opening.
Yeah.
5%
Go-
deductible, and
Go get a
why
home
use
improvement
my
loan.
money and give it to the, no,
No.
insurance